Out.
Are we live?
We're live.
Is that the live?
We're live.
Welcome.
There's
back.
a whole lot.
Welcome back to the Pull the Pin podcast. I'm not by myself this week.
Let's go.
Hi, Uncle Todd.
Hi, everybody. Last week it was. I'll tell you right now. If I ever had an idea that I could hold a podcast together on my own after last week,
That's right. You're nothing without us.
I need everybody and their brother to bounce ideas and comments off of. But back after a loss. So for the first time in 4 weeks, I sit in this chair without a W in my pocket.
One shot away.
One shot away.
But what a way to lose it, though.
How about me literally betting on Shane Lowry on Wednesday, waking up Thursday morning after having a dream about him winning the tournament, throwing $15 more on him, and then it's like coming to fruition, and I'm like, holy fuck! And no.
And then he had the tournament stolen from him. In his own words. Stolen.
And that's exactly all it was. A dream.
It was just a dream.
It was just a dream.
It was just
Did
a
you
dream.
used to read Word Up magazine?
No, I read Word Up magazine. Let's go. All right. On a recap, Seb Straka wins for the first time on the PGA Tour, another first-time winner this year. Just a little about Streb. He's from Vienna, Austria, just 2 hours and 10-minute drive from Arnold Schwarzenegger's place of birth, Tallinn, Austria. Went out and took the fourth round by the balls. Taking birdies on 14, 16, and 18. Fuck the bear trap. Down the stretch, comes from 5 strokes behind first Austrian player who went on tour. We've picked him a couple times.
Yeah.
We've liked Sepp a few times. And I was happy to see him win. I did not bet him this week. He has been playing well. I'm surprised that I kind of missed the boat on him, especially with how many bets I make. But congratulations to Sepp. I look for him to win again in the future. He's young. He's a Georgia guy, Georgia Bulldog. Going to put Austria on the map.
Exactly what you'd expect out of the Florida swing. Somebody you might not have necessarily seen coming because it is a very different style of golf. So to see a first-time winner again, like we said, it's not a big surprise. It's a trend this year. But also to see somebody outside the normal realm of who you think would win, also not super surprising knowing it's the Florida swing here. So
got to talk a little bit about Daniel Berger, who just looked like I said that Straka took the fourth round by the balls. It looked like Berger had the whole tournament by the balls until the fourth round, where he just imploded.
7 shots on.
Yeah.
He was up 5, lost by 2.
Longest putt he made yesterday, 29 inches. 29 inches. But, I mean, that could happen there. I mean, again, talking about, no one's going to win a tournament with the putter, but you certainly can lose it with the putter in the Florida swing because so much grain, so much harder to read for whatever reason. Like it's harder to kind of get a lay of the land unless you're using aim point or something like that. That's part of the reason why I learned aim point. When I went to Florida, I couldn't tell where the low point was.
I got to tell you a funny story about playing golf with them the other day.
Oh man, here we
go. They thought I was making fun of you. I was not. I was making fun of Course Cafe. So I was standing there because have you seen Cafe yet when he does it? He looks like he squirted a turd out at the same time.
Like Slim Shady on Vicodin or something.
He puts his hand up and his face just goes like all contorted. And I was doing that. I wasn't even thinking about you. And he was like, "Oh, come on, you can't mess with me." Oh shit!
Well, so the funny thing is, I follow James Nicholas Golf, who's like a Corn Ferry Tour guy, really good player. But he makes such great Instagram content. I don't know if he has his own photographer or what follow him, but it's intense. Really, definitely worth the follow. But he put up a quick reel of him playing a par 3 course, and I swear every putt was just like in or like burn the hole. I was like, dude, what do you do to read greens, especially down south? He's like, oh, aim point. Like I feel with the slope of my feet. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, man. I felt bad because they thought I was making fun of you. I was not. I was actually making fun of a picture I saw of Brooks Koepka.
I'm somebody worth making fun of. I get that.
I will say you've explained this to me multiple times now, and it still sounds like you're speaking Cajun or something to me.
I can show you.
I know.
I'll show you on the green sometime.
You tried to dumb it down like I'm 5 because I am.
Yeah.
And I still don't get it. So I think I might be.
It's not that hard. If you're left, so think of it this way: if your left foot's below your right foot, it's gonna go left. If your right foot's below your left foot, you're gonna go right.
Yeah, but you start doing 3
Yeah, but
fingers,
you feel
and then 4
what's 1
fingers,
degree,
and
2
then
degree.
12 fingers, and then
I've
2
done as many as
fingers.
7. Yeah, that's only when I'm really looking to satisfy.
Let's
Though.
not get into the weeds.
Oh no! Starting off hot.
Speaking of putting, Berger's putting pre-shot is fucking painful.
Doesn't he have his caddy lineup?
Yeah, because the mark is slow behind the ball, it's not a big deal. I mean, it is, and it fucks with the network, right? Because the network keeps coming back because they're just going back when it looks like he's over the ball. They don't necessarily know the caddy's still back there.
Yeah.
So like the first 2 or 3 times you see it, you're like, oh fuck, what happened in the background? Then you dropped all that. Right? Because he goes up to putt and then he backs up like he's backing off.
Yeah.
And somebody pissing their pants or farting or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I blame the director for not knowing that's how he does this. You gotta know.
Oh, agreed. Yeah. But he plays pretty fast. Other than that, but when he gets to the green, it gets a bit glacial, and that's it's rough.
I have a hard. So what's funny is though. No, what's funny for me is as someone who does aim point, which is a pretty technical form of reading greens, is there's just so many good players who play quickly, like Daniel Berger, who play athletically, and then for some reason when we get to putting, we're just like, okay, now I'm robotic. And it just doesn't make sense. And my dad, when I would go through putting woes, he would be he would make me go back to a blade instead of any other putter. I was going a 35-inch blade and said be athletic with it. And sometimes I putt a lot better, doing nothing, just see, hit, and that's it. But it's funny how we get away from that, and I think a lot of guys would benefit if they would just keep that athletic approach to putting like they do the rest of the game. It's still an athletic movement, even if it's short.
It's technically it's the least technical movement you're going to do on a golf course. Mm-hmm. So I'm very different from you as far as my putting. And I'm a pretty good putter.
Right.
I am all about just target and go, right? So I'll read the putt, I'll get the line, but the longer I look at it, the least likely I am to make it. So I'm going to convince myself something I don't see. Now I had a putt the other day on February greens that I took my time on. Was not good. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean that I rush through my routine, but
no.
I think people who really overcomplicate it sometimes. For you, it works perfectly, but there are certain people that overcomplicate it and can make it really difficult.
Yeah.
I do want to say the fact that putts, it was so windy, the putts were breaking uphill. Yeah, it's very tough to read.
He's talking about our round we played. So Berger falters. Lowry played well enough to win. Straka was just playing with his hair on fire. I felt like
he took it just as much as Berger gave it away.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Lowry played just well enough to win. Where Straka played, he took it from Berger.
He said no. No, this is mine now.
So thoughts on the tournament? The field was not great, and that was proof positive by just some of the names you saw at the top of the leaderboard. Guys that we like, but that just if the field was better, wouldn't be there. I enjoy the course. I do. I like that it's difficult. I talked about before we came on the air today, you can't have it both ways. I saw a bunch of people who were all butthurt that the scores were low, but they're the same people on Twitter that are butthurt when the scores are super, super low, right? So you can't be mad when guys shoot 23 and 24 and 25 under for a tournament, and then also be mad when it's 10 under the month?
10 under. Yep.
Yeah. You can't be mad when it's 10 under and say, the course was too hard. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, and on top of it, it's a good switch up because there was a breakdown on Golf Channel earlier this year. It's how many winning scores were sub 20 and 16 to 20 and so on. And this would have fallen in the second least category where it was 10 under to 14 under, whatever. Only other category being lower, being under 10 under. But it's a switch of pace, and you're right. You just pick what you want. Those are the same people that are going to come out and be like, the U.S. Open's the best major because they got the V. Because
it's interesting. So I'm not going to say who this was on Twitter because I don't need to pick a fight. But
do it.
3 weeks ago, they commented about how irritated they were that tournaments are getting won by scores in the mid-20s.
I need a name. I'm just kidding.
Was the initials MLU?
No, it was
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
But they did have issues. Like they are one of the people I'm talking about because I listened to the podcast today. I'm like, guys, shut the fuck up. Like you can't have it both ways, right? And then the same person that I'm talking about, not laying up, was like, oh, 10 under. This is no fun to watch. All these balls in the water. Blah blah blah. How do you think you shoot 10 under instead of 23? Right? Like, do you think
It's playing harder.
Right?
Isn't that more fun though? Because like at any point, like Daniel Berger could literally hit a ball in the water and have to re-tee. Like that's the intensity of it. Any given hole, you could be making a 9.
Why a field like this was still entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Down the stretch on Sunday.
And I think
even with the rain at the end of the tournament, I know about the rain. I know Lowry was pissed off. That's why I said it was stolen.
Yeah. He said it was just down for it, and I get that. The weather happens, man.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone played in the same conditions.
Exactly.
And on top of it, I bet you those same people though that are like same people who are like, oh, like the scoring was boring. If that was Brooks Koepka and DeChambeau and Tiger Woods battling it out at 10 under, it'd be like, this is the greatest golf tournament of all time. Yeah.
Speaking of Brooks, can I throw in a little tidbit here?
sure.
About
A
Brian
tidbit
Stewart
from Matt.
taking 35 seconds.
Can you go open up YouTube and make sure you can hear everybody? Just since Joe's going to be late to the podcast, I want to make sure.
Now coming from Matt, a tidbit.
That's it.
So there's a video going around, I'm sure you guys both saw, of Brian Stewart taking 35 seconds from setup, wiggle, 35 seconds before he hits the ball. Before
The inspiration for Jason Derulo's hit.
Before the ball stops rolling on the green, Koepka is already hitting a shot.
Yeah.
Because you can't, Koepka doesn't put off like he's pissed off. You know in his brain, he's like, if Brian Stewart does this again, I'm going to spin kick him.
Right.
Well, Koepka has a hot tub, so that makes sense.
That was unbelievable to watch a PGA Tour golfer lose his brain hole like that. That was crazy.
I think it was hole 5 or 15. Did you see that Aaron Rye was on hole 15 for 17 minutes?
Oh, I did see that. And Damon was just like, what? Phil Damon tweeted. He was just like,
well, I don't blame him for part of it. He was on. He ended up. The ball should have gone in the water. It somehow sat on a rock.
and
it was like, okay, what do I do from here, right? So he had to get a rules official. So Sabatini like misses a putt, then misses another putt, and he's all pumped up because he's done and sucks too. But Aaron Rodgers sitting there like, I don't want to hit this shot if I don't have to. And it was a mess. Anyway.
Rory Sabatini has been bad.
Rory Sabatini. That hat would be so cool if anybody else in the fucking world wore it.
Who is? It's like Bryson in his hat, but who's
I don't know what hat Rory Sabatini wears.
Chichi, yeah. I'd wear that.
Yep.
All right,
I don't know what hat Rory Sabatini wears.
The same hat. Chichi's hat was
What hat does he wear?
He wears like
I'm getting a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Get you a picture.
thank you.
All right, so anything else we want to talk about on the?
Oh, it's the cowboy hat.
Yeah. Anything else we want to talk about on? Who's ringing?
I don't know. No, I think we move on. I think it's time to move on.
Move on to the API, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. So if you hear me say API today, that's what I'm talking about, not a random new stats. Just easier than saying the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill over and over.
Fifth War.
What's that?
Fifth War.
Yeah, it's a bad look. It's a bad look for Rory Sabatini. I mean, I don't know if anyone could just rock that.
Somebody can pull that.
Someone, yeah, like
Rory
Harry Higgs.
Sabatini.
Like Harry Higgs rocking
Right,
that. With the chest hair out, now that would be a look.
And he'd have to rock some sort of gold chain.
I'm more
That hat
rose
with
gold.
chest.
I'm just kidding. It would have to be like platinum. That would get me going.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah, like something like that's less cool than gold, but like.
What about a straight powder coated white?
Wow.
White all the way
No,
to the bottom.
Puka shells. Puka shells.
We talking
Done.
about Todd Book senior year? Is that what we're talking about?
Done.
Todd Book was-
Cowboy hat with
Precisely.
puka shells, and then he definitely needs like spears on the outside of his golf shoes. This is how I fix divots.
So, are we saying that he would be literally a Mad Max villain in golf?
Yes, that's how. It's literally how. Not his divots, his ball marks. He just spikes it with the side of his shoe.
I love it. That's a new shoe idea.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, you know where they got that though.
Yeah, but to fix your ball mark.
I didn't know I could put users in timeout.
Yeah.
Can I put the spam in timeout?
Sure. That the razor on the boot actually came from Roadhouse originally.
Roadhouse.
All right.
All right.
The API.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational, March 36th. Bay Hill Club, Orlando, Florida. Arnies tournament is a par 72, 7,466 yards.
That's long.
The purse is $12 million with a $2,160,000 to the winner prize. The defending champion is Bryson Douchebag. Tyrell Hatton
with a sore vagina.
Hatton won it in 2020. Rory won it in 2018.
You see that on his YouTube channel? He's still playing matches against subscribers and stuff. I'm like, what is? Are you hurt? Are you not hurt? Are you going? Just go to Saudi Arabia. Get a turban. Just do it.
Jeez.
Whoa.
We are going to talk a little bit about the Saudi today once we get done with the tournament.
Maybe a better look for him than a stupid hacker.
So we usually run down the top 50 players in the field. The top 50 in the world players that are in the field. John Rahm is number one player still. Rahm makes his first appearance in the API of the putters and still sleeping. He should be in the hunt. Man, is he really bad at the putter.
Yeah, but those are some of the. Yeah, those are some of the. Well, I partially regret my comments, but. No, apparently those are some of the hardest greens to read. They're very, very, very subtle, but at the same time, he'll figure it out.
Yeah, he will. I firmly believe he's in the hunt. He'll have terrible odds.
If he comes out this week and then another week and it's still that bad, then we gotta start talking about.
So I think you're still in a situation where you can't really talk about him putting bad this week because now we're going from California to Florida greens. So
yeah,
you're a big proponent of that. So,
big believer of that.
Victor Hovland, number 4 in the world, played great at the Genesis after the rough opening round. He's got to win soon this year. So
he's gonna win. He has 3 wins this year worldwide.
I know, but he's going to win soon.
You said he's got to win soon. That's a very important distinction. I'm like, he has won 3 of his last 6 tournaments.
You start writing as many notes as
I do. I'm just clarifying. You're just this guy's really got to get a win soon. It's been 4 weeks.
I mean, he's got to get a win because he's that good.
You're right. I mean, could have won 2 weeks ago.
Fair, the typos.
Yeah, could have won 2 weeks ago easily.
Rory, he won this in 2018. If he can hit his wedges, this could be a good test to see how his game is leading into the players. T10 at the Genesis, probably a break-even bet for me this week. But I expect him to play well. I mean, the T10.
He lives out of Florida now, I believe. So I mean, he should be well. He should be well suited to this portion of the game. Oh no. Then after that, we got Ty's guy. Do you want me to stop?
Yeah, because it's going to echo like crazy.
What happened now?
Technical difficulties. Momentary pause.
One of these days, we're going to get all the tech right.
Okay. Then we got Scottie Scheffler, Ty's guy, previously coming off a win at Phoenix, and then a T7 at Genesis. So should be playing some good golf. See how he translates that to the Florida swing here. His only appearance at the Arnie invite was a tie 15th, so he'd probably be looking to improve upon that going into it. A guy who really should be on everybody's list, I would assume, is Hideki Matsuyama. He's never missed a cut there. Sold 7 with a top 10.
I want to talk about Hideki quick, if I can.
Yep, I'm just finishing.
Shigeki marijuana.
He did win the Sony this week, then has a tie 30th at the Farmers. tie 8 at the WM, and then a tie 9 at the Genesis.
I'm gonna
So
double check
he
this.
continues to play really good golf, and he's starting to get away from his hit or miss attitude. Looks like he's starting to play a little bit more consistently. So
Yeah, I mean, the trend for Hideki is he's definitely going to have a top 10 this week.
Yep.
Like, top 10 or inside it. So I like him as one of them. And actually, he wasn't the one that I was really wanted to talk about. It was further down the list. My bad.
Yep.
DeChambeau withdrew. Sam Burns has made the cut 3 out of 4 appearances, but has never cracked the top 30. Sooner or later, he will have to prove that he can play with the big boys week in and week out. He has not made the cut in his last 3 appearances on tour. Anything on your boy Sam?
He's really in it right now. He's fighting it. Again, a guy I think by the players you probably have to start looking at again because his game is so well rounded. Nothing about this tournament that you got the
he didn't play
he's got
last
the
week.
part was it par 316 is a really tough hole fishing up, but there's nothing terribly difficult about this course. I think he can. Maybe a little change of scenery going to the Florida swing might be a good jolt to the system for him.
It's also a good time to point out that he played a ton early in the year. Took last week off. Him and Taylor Gooch both didn't play in the past week.
Yeah.
So there's 2 guys that we've been talking about trying to make a leap to the big boys.
Yep.
So
maybe a nice little recharge the system, a change of scenery.
Yep.
I don't know. I assume he probably made his way down to Florida last week to acquaint himself with the territory. So I'm definitely not on my short list of guys.
No.
But at the same time, liable. He's somebody you're going to get probably like plus 8,000 on, plus 6,000 maybe, and has the talent and well-rounded game to compete anywhere. So if you wanted to put a gold ring on him to win, or if you wanted to even put a couple on him for a top 5,
well, the
I'm
tough
not
thing with
against
him,
it, but definitely not someone. I'm all about trending. He's not trending, but he is somebody whose game I respect quite a bit. So I'm excited to see if he can kind of get it going here in the Florida swing.
the tough thing for him is his odds aren't going to be great. So 1 gold ring is not going to pay you. You're going to have to put $5 or $6 on him.
He probably will be higher than usual because of his recent poor play. And it's
still in this. What's up? Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So because he's in the top 20, we're not going to get a ton of. You're not going to get a ton of great odds.
Mm-hmm.
Can I pull the card or something? Because that's going to be in front of you guys the entire time.
It is what it is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people don't watch us for the visual aspect. I mean, if they're watching this for visual,
They should be. They should be.
that's where it keeps working.
Anyway,
Only after 10 p.m.
moving on to Billy Horschel.
After a lot of press to finish T16 at the Honda, he missed the cut here last year and has never cracked the top 10 in 9 appearances. He may be a Florida guy, but this tournament hasn't been kind to him. Unless he sneaks up on the field like he does a golf ball, I don't see him winning. Not betting him at all this week.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't done anything tremendously great. I mean,
Nope.
He finishes 16th last week in a weak field. You wouldn't expect him to go out and win with a stronger field in this very similar.
I just love
conditions.
I love how everybody loves him when he's in Florida because he's a Florida Gator and a Florida guy, but he's never had much success.
And he rocks the Florida Gators still on. Let it. How long ago did you graduate? That's like if I was still.
It's like McConaughey. It's like McConaughey in Texas, though.
Yeah, but
But let it go.
I mean, even if I was, so I graduated 4 years ago, and if I still was using my Lebanon Valley bag, I'd be ashamed. I would just, I mean,
All right.
Come on.
Moving on. Terrell Hatton, 1 in 20.
Just say, move on.
I'm doing. 1 in 20. Haven't seen much out of him on U.S. soil this year. I'm not sure I'm betting him unless the odds say it's a must. I mean, maybe for a top 5, but
He's still never won in the U.S. Yeah, so no, and
he's won in the U.S. He won this in 20.
Oh, won it in 20. Look at that.
He did.
Yeah, well, it's still alive. I mean, the better bet is over under 1.5 clubs broken this week is the real bet. That's what I need that prop in my life. Or 0.5. I would love a 0.5. I would take the over.
So the next guy is Sunday M. This stat is huge. Okay, so the last 5 winners posted a T7 or better at this event before winning. That puts him in place to be the 6th. He has back-to-back T3s here at 19 and 20 and T21 last year. Love him this week. That's that. The last 5 winners have posted a T7 or better at this event before winning. Okay, not the year before,
but any year.
So next on the list, 5, Matt Patrick puts him right in that same
Every gold ring.
All of the gold rings. Your entire bank account of
He
rings.
is 5 and 7, making the cut with 3 top 10s in a row, including a bridesmaid. In
If you do not win,
2019.
Ty will reimburse you.
You heard it here first, folks.
Again, just
BCP
make Tommy
podcast.
mad. Kokrak, 4 career top 10s at this tournament, T8 last year. He's hovering in the 20s and 30s at most events so far this year, but this could be the week to break through.
So you're still on that train. You say that every week.
Joe brought me back to it a couple weeks ago, but I do love him this week with the trend and the stats the way they are.
If Jason Kokrak is in the field, you're liable to say the same sentence every time. I love him this week. Jason Kokrak is the greatest golfer of all time. Tiger Woods is dethroned. We're on the train, baby.
You want to talk about it?
How many bets have you won this year?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
Zero.
just checking.
Zero. Have you won with Jason Kokrak this year?
Did last year.
I'm talking about this year. Just saying. Just saying.
All right. Paul Casey, T10 last year, but won't win. Maybe a top 5 or a top 10 bet. Patrick Reed, fuck Patrick
Well,
Reed.
you know what? Paul Casey would be a great bet, though. He'd be a great leader after 1.
Yeah.
Paul Casey, leader after 1. Don't let's
Patrick
pick
Reed,
anybody else because I said that. But
fuck Patrick Reed, but he likes Bay Hill. Still not betting him. Nope. Kevin Na. Nah.
God damn it, get the fuck out of here.
Hey. Not going to win.
Wow.
Famous Ian stat. But it's way too long. His top 5 or top 10 are way too
I don't want
long.
to be a part of this
I don't think it
podcast
matters.
anymore.
He's just too short. Can't take the lines that some of the bigger hitters can at this course. Relies too much on his putter. And in Florida, that gets sticky just like the temps. Don't lie.
God damn. No, you can't have like multiple like dad jokes in the same one. And they're bad. They're not even good ones.
You guys want to know? You guys want to know what else gets sticky? Will's outdoors on the putting green. Continue.
Ooh.
Will's
I'm
outdoors.
glad that's where that was going.
I'm betting him.
I thought we were getting canceled by whoever is in charge of this. I don't even know.
For what?
Well, he's like, it's getting a little sticky. You know what else gets a little sticky? And that's where he went, and I'm very glad.
I like that.
I really thought about something else there, but continue.
Betting him this week. Thomas Peters, nah. Taylor,
Well, I was gonna say with Zalatoris, I've said this the whole swing, and I've say it again: his putting doesn't really matter. It's all so if he can out ball strike somebody, then
Yeah, but why not Thomas Peters? I just haven't seen enough of him. Yep.
he hasn't been.
read the paper. It says nah.
So his United States
Nah.
appearances haven't been great.
True. I mean, I see a win on the European tour is at least something.
He's
though.
another guy
Sure,
that I would
agree.
like the over under on broken
That was
clubs.
also almost a month ago and hasn't done shit since.
True.
I also want the over under on him for broken clubs. Over 0.5 broken clubs this
Yeah.
week.
All
You ever
right.
see him snap it over his neck
Yes.
like a disturbed person?
No,
It's gross.
That's
Like
That is a
he easily
disturbed
could have
person.
lacerated himself. Would've been
Taylor
ugly.
Gooch hasn't shown up in the events with the big boys yet, but worth a small bet in my opinion. Adam Scott. I will bet Adam Scott this week.
You should.
He will not win,
That's not true.
but I will bet him.
Adam Scott is going to win this tournament.
All right.
Calling it. This is me coming off my cold streak. Adam Scott will win this tournament.
You
He's
are
playing
0
well.
for gold rings for
For
this
all
entire
the
year,
people watching now, all 2 of you,
Don't bet Adam Scott.
and not even Joe this time.
Hey, look, I've been
Joe said he's
cold.
going to be late.
I've
I
been
know.
cold, but
I know I miss him.
I'm just saying, Adam Scott's playing well. He just played great at the Genesis. He looks like he's kind of figured out the putter, and he plays so good in Florida.
It's true.
He won two tournaments in the same Florida swing once.
Yep.
Like this is a great area of the world, which makes no sense because he's like South African, but
No,
apparently
he's not. He's
Florida.
Australian.
Same thing. They sound the same.
Tommy's getting
I am going for all the dicey
Tommy's
comments
getting
this week.
canceled this week. It's happening.
I'm just going for it.
Oh my god, it's happening.
All right. Matthew Wolf, so unpredictable. It makes my head spin. T52. And
He shot 87.
Hair-
He shot 80. He shot
I'm not
17
betting him.
over last.
I'm not
I'm
betting
just
him.
saying, can we talk about that? He shot
He looked like-
17 over in 2 rounds.
That was almost as bad as my game.
Actually,
almost.
sorry, double check that. I think it might have been
That's
worse than
impressive.
17 over. Matt Wolf last week at the Honda. But
Okay,
no,
well,
just
executive
tell me
producer's
what it
going to do his
was.
job.
I'm pretty sure he shot like 87, 92. That's not accurate, but he definitely shot 87 the first round. It was rough.
Yep.
Dude.
Yep. I got hammered when I talked smack on him earlier this year by you guys.
He's out of sync.
Absolutely.
You know what, though? Maybe he'll be back in sync this week.
I left you alone.
I went for him. I went for it. Yeah, I absolutely. I was ruthless.
I'm talking to Shane Lowry, who the tournament was stolen from.
That's right. I know.
The tournament was stolen from me.
He's emotionally unavailable for us right now after getting that tournament stolen, so it's okay.
Yes, Sawyer.
Nailed it.
Well, he shot even par of the second round then, or withdrew because it was
probably he's liable to withdraw. Yeah. He's a little bit. He's known to do that. Like shoot like 80,000 the first round and be like, "Yeah, I'm just not playing the second round." Really he's like, "I'm just not gonna." No, well, he's like, "I'm sad."
Max Homa, T10 and T24 here in his only 2 appearances. I love the golf he's playing.
I will
right
get canceled
now.
this time.
YouTube episode. I'm betting on Homa this week. You have to bet Mark Leishman this week. 9 out of 12 cuts made, 4 top 10s. Got to bet him.
Got to bet him.
Tom Boogie missed the cut last year, but was T15 the year before. You got to bet him right now too.
He just came off a terrible tournament.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Yeah, you're the guy winning. You're the guy winning. I don't got questions.
Kevin Kisner fits the same stat as earlier and fits the size of my heart with a big old chew and a beer.
I fucking hate you.
Same no fucking hobby. Also an emotional pick because if I'm not taking I shouldn't be taking kids.
Hey,
this is way too long of a golf course. Like it's over 7,100 yards, which automatically eliminates him from contention.
I've never watched a cut line so closely in my life at any PGA tournament ever. I went ballistic at 2 p.m. when the PGA decided to change it from +1 to +2. Myself and Rocket Mortgage were pissed.
Well, they probably didn't decide to change it. I'm sure that's what it moved to. But look, Joe, I'm wearing orange peaches for you today because it was close enough. It was more because I just bought the shirt. But it's a beautiful coincidence.
I do want to say, Joe did say he's a little upset because he knows one of us would have looked good in orange, and I know. He was talking about the kid.
The kid.
He missed your face one day. You were.
I know. That's exactly why I know he was talking about me. Joe, I want you to confirm that.
You're adorable.
Make me feel better about myself.
All right. Russell Hentley does not play well here. Not betting.
Whoa. Well, it was
Lee
a good run,
Westwood.
guys.
I'm never getting through this fucking.
No, you aren't.
Go ahead. Russell Hentley.
Not betting him. Lee Westwood, bridesmaid last year, but hasn't looked like that since last year. Corey Connors. Oh, Corey, where have you gone? At one time, surefire bet for the pod, and now 3 out of your last 4 appearances, you've missed the cut. 3rd here last year, but I just don't know. I don't know if I can bet him this week.
Does he even play golf still? I don't even know if he still plays. I have not seen him hit a single shot on TV this year.
Well, it's because he's missing cuts.
No, but not even in the first or second round. I just
that says a whole lot more about the coverage than it does anything else. If your name's not
NBC's coverage, was that NBC? Was that CBS? No, CBS is usually
worse than Fox. If Fox ever gets golf coverage again, we riot. If Joe Buck ever covers another U.S. Open, I swear to God.
Fleetwood.
Joe, are you betting Corey Connors this week, Joe? Tommy Fleetwood, 4 out of 5 cuts made here. 3 out of 5 were top 10s. Missed the cut last week. Not high hopes, but maybe. Justin Rose.
He needs it. He needs to play well. I like that pick. He needs to get his card back.
Yeah, he does.
I like Fleetwood.
We love that.
I'm betting on him this week.
Tommy Fleetwood. And you know what? He's played. He beat Rick Shields in a tournament this year. He beat the pot. He just beat Foreplay. So he's trending.
Wow.
Not like those were filmed late last year or anything.
No, the one was just this week. He actually just chipped in for Eagle recently against Foreplay. Clearly, he's going to win this tournament.
That was filmed at the Floridian 6 months ago.
I hate you.
So, Justin Rose loves it at Bay Hill. I'll bet the bastard this week. Seamus Power, new to the event. He's missed his last 2 cuts since the Nightmare Pebble, staying away. Dragali, no thanks. Sergio Garcia hasn't played in this event since 2013. He played well. He'll play well on Thursday and Friday. Fade to black like normal. Luke List.
That's so sad.
Fits the in stat. 2 top 10s and 4 appearances. I like him a lot this week. I think he'll be one of the first to be the first 2-time winner on the PGA Tour this year.
Okay. Okay.
Rough week not getting the winner last week. Let's bounce back, boys, and get a winner. Billy H. crept in for a top 25 on Sunday. Big money winner.
Keith Mitchell. I know I loved him last week. Love him again this week. He was up and down all week at the Honda, but he did end up in the top 10. In 3 appearances, he has 2 top 10s, T5 in 2020, T6 in 2019.
He will never win again until he gets a visor that like fits his forehead. Like you can't have the forehead the size of like Kentucky and then wear one the size and then wear a visor the size of Alaska. It just does not make sense. It goes above his hairline. It's a terrible look.
So is Kokrak or Mitchell your Bronson Burgoon to his Bronson Burgoon?
No, so neither of them are Bronson Burgoon because both of them are players. Burgoon is not.
No, they're Bronson Burgoon. First of all, is the next player,
Andrew Putnam,
the next player to break it
Danny Lee
on the PGA Tour.
Danny Lee,
you'll see.
Sorry, Danny Lee.
Danny Lee, after missing 4 straight cuts, he was T21 at the Genesis. He was T5 here in 19. Just a hunch. Loving. He's on the M stat. So
I did not know he still played golf.
Yep. So betting him. Andrew Putnam, T6 at Pebble, T14 at the Amex, and not much else to write home about this year, but T4 here last year. Bet. Jason Day won it in 2016 and has looked good so far this year. It took a month off, so he must.
J Day is one of my bets here too. I love J Day.
Well, that's your Kokrak right there. Come on now.
That's my Kokrak, but he's also amazing. Continue.
Let's also point out how crazy it is that J Day and Jason Kokrak were just put in the same sentence. After what Day was in 2015, like man, how we have fallen.
Well,
yes, I agree. It's unfortunate, but such is life.
Yeah, but he's been busy making kids and stuff. So,
all right,
he has so many kids.
Beautiful children.
He has so many kids.
Players ranking. These are the top 10 in the field. Rankings are based on 8 tournament window that stretches back to the Century Tournament of Champions, which includes both PGA Tour and DP World Tour events. Player rankings are based on performance relative to the rest of the field. Credit Steve Bamford. I guess last week I just got to a site too early and I didn't have these stats. So strokes gained off the tee. Rahm, McIlroy, Garcia, Hatton, Eames, Westwood, Mitchell, Victor Rahm, Matsuyama. Strokes gained approach. Zalatoris, Casey, Hatton, Fitzpatrick, Rahm, Keegan Bradley, Adam Scott, Victor Hovland, Matsuyama, Mark Leishman. Strokes gained around the green. Sean O'Hare, Rory McIlroy, Lance Riven, Chris Kirk, Scottie Scheffler, Cameron Tringali, Paul Casey, Jason Day, Pat Perez, A.H. Lee, Matsuyama, Will Zalatoris.
How does Tringali not do better? Like every week, he's always on these like. Apparently, he does everything well, but he also is just not good at golf. Like, which doesn't make any sense.
Strokes gained, the greens, Zalatoris, Casey, Rahm, Scheffler, McIlroy, Fitzpatrick, Hatton, Matsuyama, Bradley, Griffin. Strokes gained, putting, Hatton, Homa, Hovland, Fitzpatrick, Scott, Kisner, Kokrak, McIlroy, Horschel.
Fitzpatrick's really going to win this, isn't he? He's really going to win it this week, isn't he? I see him on
I
here a
hope he
lot.
does, just to watch Tommy have an aneurysm. Continue, Ty.
Top 25,
Very sad.
top 10 strokes gained total. Hatton, McIlroy, Fitzpatrick, Scheffler, Casey, Rahm, Scott, Zalatoris, Griffin, Leishman.
Matt Fitzpatrick once actually he auditioned to be in Harry Potter, and they said absolutely fucking not.
I love that Tommy just makes shit up. It's just like, I mean,
they were like, we get.
Look like the fucking place Harry Potter.
Yeah, they were like, we'll give you a scar.
You look like Irish Dumbledore. You look like Irish Dumbledore is what you look like over there, Tommy.
First of all, Dumbledore's like tall and skinny. So that's a terrible take.
You don't know what he's wearing under all those robes.
I'm more like the giant dude who lives in a hut.
Hagrid, Irish Hagrid.
Oh my god.
That's really what I was thinking about. Sorry, Dumbledore. I didn't mean to offend you like that.
Anyway.
So a couple of interesting ones here. Just how some of these players get into the field this week. So like Siwoo Kim is on a 5-year exemption because he won the Players.
Yeah.
Garcia, Matsuyama, and Reed 5-year exemption because of the Masters. Rahm and U.S. Open Championship 5-year exemption. Horschel and Kisner because
Is that just for here?
Okay. They won the Dell Technologies match play or
Sorry,
WGC event. home because of the Genesis Open, same with Scott. And then there's a bunch of guys just from winning last year.
Joe's got his bets in, by the way.
Oh, give me 1 second.
Yeah, finish up.
And then
The interesting ones are, where are we at here? Sponsors exemptions, members not otherwise exempt. Doug Ginn, Patrick Harrington, Graham McNeil, Sean O'Hara, Brent Snedeker, Hendrick Stenson, Danny Willett. I mean, it's just interesting to look at sometimes how some of these guys actually get play in these tournaments. Not even one-day qualifiers, but just like sponsors.
But anyway, let's
So he's off back on the Coke Rack train this week.
Hey, too, Joe.
Come on. Keegan Bradley this week. I like last year. And Happy Gilmore's caddy to look alike. I'm applying for the picks this week. Yeah, we got stuff going on here at the store again, Joe.
I was flying through the picks this week because they wouldn't let me talk.
We do let you talk. We add color comments. You already said you can't do it by yourself.
You can't do it by yourself. So let us just butt in whenever.
Let us color. God. All right. Moving on to some golf talk here.
All right, so I think we hit Phil right out the gate to get it.
Hold on, I just right back. Did you pick McNeely this week? You're off.
Yeah, Maverick McNeely is trending.
So I didn't pick McNeely this week because he does not putt well in Florida.
Okay,
Fair.
but I'm still taking him for a top
I would
five.
not have known that.
That's fine.
This
That's
is
great.
why you never listen to me. Listen to Ty.
I
never listen to me.
I agree that he's trending. He's been playing pretty well.
He's trending. He's been.
I still want the Maverick McNeely to make the Tour Championship bet. That's what I want.
Yeah, I like that bet.
I don't know where it's at, but I want it.
Call
Somebody.
DraftKings. All right.
It sounds like a lot of effort.
DraftKings, I won 4 in a row. You should.
Will you
should
call
sponsor
DraftKings
us
for me,
and
Matt?
get us some equipment? So
Matt, that's
our
your new
tech
job.
doesn't
Call
suck.
DraftKings for me. I don't want to do it.
I don't either.
Well, that's fine. You work for me.
This is slave labor.
Slave labor if you get paid to do it.
Yeah, getting paid. Anyway, let's talk about Phil real fast. So this past week, the world is caving in around Phil Mickelson. He throws out this long apology statement that I thought about printing out and like reading to everybody, and then I read it and I was like, dear fucking God, there is one line in that whole thing that is actually true. And it just, the rest of it just, I'm trying to save my ass.
Yeah.
Like,
I am the victim.
Yes, it comes off like he's a victim.
And I am a champion of all things golf.
yeah. And I just have no time for anybody in his position coming off like a victim. I'm sorry. Like, you
hire lawyers to try and set yourself up with the Saudi league.
Like, you just can't do things like that and expect it to be okay. The big talk is the PGA managing these players, and it's like, why wouldn't they?
Okay, so like, you don't have. If you're going to go play, they're fine with you going to play, but you can't have it both ways. Right? Like you can't play in major leagues and also play in the Korean baseball league. Right? They're two different seasons, but you can't do it. Right? Like, you can play in like a fall league or a winter league somewhere, but like you can't sign a contract with another league and play. Right? Just like the NBA wouldn't let that happen. And there might be exhibitions they can go play that the NBA sponsors, but here's a league that literally is putting itself together to try and trump the PGA. That's what they want to do. And it's not like they're going to be playing overseas. They're going to be playing in the United States.
I did not realize that.
So like, it's. I mean, Phil's just completely. I think he's completely off his rocker. I think he's off some of his mind. And as a guy who's always been a Phil fan, because I'm left-handed, and he's a guy that made it easier for me to relate to the game. I'm done. Like, I hope he never plays in the PGA again. I really do. I think he has just made this so much harder on himself than he has to. I'm also not okay with all those other guys who are contemplating going to the Saudi league.
Countley came out of nowhere.
Right, well, that have come out now and made these like retractions. I'm not okay with those guys not getting any of this either. Okay, like that's not that's not okay. But
Phil, he's just the captain of all things sucked right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things you said there, and I understand like you can't like play baseball in the Korean League or the MLB, but like golf's always been unique in the fact that like people like would filter back and forth between the AP World Tour, then the European Tour, and the PGA Tour, and so like makes it hard for me to understand why. And like they can play on the Asian Tour, or they can play on the European Tour. I mean, there's guys with coast status on both the European and the PGA Tour, so why can't they have Saudi status as well? So that makes it a little bit more like difficult for me to understand.
I think it's because all of those tours are working towards the same thing. So the Saudi Tour is not going to give you World Golf Rank points.
Right.
Okay, so like Saudi Tour is a twin animal. Those tours all coincide with each other. Right. So like just like the Open Championship is not a USGA event.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not
Technically a PGA event.
Right. So like, but that's a major. Okay. And the Asian Tour, you don't see a whole lot of it, but like the PGA players play that because there is a combined interest in that tour that the PGA and the Asian Tour have together.
Yeah.
The Saudi Tour doesn't have that. There's nothing that puts the Saudi Tour. There's no reason to add it.
Yeah, for sure.
I think where the PGA Tour is at with it.
For sure. I don't know how to feel about Phil. I mean, I haven't gone that deep into his comments. Like I know, like he was saying, the big thing was like he's saying that the Saudi guys are like scary MFers or whatever, but they're still less tyrants than the PGA Tour, which definitely there's so many reasons why you can't say that, and is the only thing that's been said worse than what I've said today.
He came out and said, yes, I was with them to strong arm the PGA into giving us whatever we wanted. Just straight up said, I was doing that specifically.
Which is a terrible tactic if you're trying to strong arm someone, is to admit you're strong arming someone. But
it's past the point of him being able to do it.
But it's just, but I mean, you can't go insult an entire group of people like that. You can't, I know there's certain things that probably will go down over there that aren't great, but that's another topic entirely. But you can't go out and insult an entire group of people and then also bash your current employer. But I kind of look at this like Tiger incident with his wife, where everyone's like, oh, we got to drop Tiger. Everyone but Nike dropped Tiger. And everyone's like, oh, you're not allowed. Like parents would be like, oh, you can't like Tiger Woods anymore because he's a bad influence. And then 5 years later, he comes back and we're like, oh yeah, actually, we really love Tiger Woods still. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen with Phil. Is Callaway's going to pause the relationship with him, KPMG, whether he'll come back or not, like doesn't matter. But like Phil will go away for like a year, maybe, or like play in some small events here and there, and then like 2 years from now, he's going to like win a Champions Tour event. Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, but you know what? Phil is really great, though. Actually, we do love Phil again, and then Callaway's gonna take him back, and maybe he doesn't get all of his sponsors back, but he'll get picked up by other people, and he's gonna go back to making hundreds of millions of dollars, and that's all it is to it.
Yep.
The biggest problem I have with Phil is the fact that he claims to be doing it for the smaller people, but it really sounds like he legitimately thinks he's been wronged by the PGA. Like, you have made hundreds of millions of dollars. You've made almost $100 million just playing, and then your ability to play golf on the PGA Tour has made you $800 million more dollars. And if you can't be grateful for that, then you don't. And I agree with Ty. You don't deserve to have it. Then, if you can't be grateful for what the PGA Tour is at least giving you the opportunity to earn, you don't deserve to continue to play there. But sadly, I think that in a year or two or in 5, that's exactly what's going to happen. Is he'll be on the Champions Tour, and he'll be forgiven, and he'll be like Tiger after his incident. I mean, he'll be back. I have 100% confidence that he'll play and be loved again, just because he's Phil. We will forget this small little thing, and not small little thing. We'll forget this incident, and in 5 years, and we'll remember all the great things that Phil, did. Great things Phil did, and that's what's going to happen, in my opinion.
All right, so you're done?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt you like you always interrupt me. So, here's my thing. What Tiger did was a personal life thing. I don't give a fuck about these guys' personal lives.
Yeah.
I just don't.
You might be a piece of shit, but that doesn't mean that you're a piece of shit.
My thing here is, what Tiger did is a personal life and a personal choice. And yes, does it make him less appealing to like the parents that have 15 to 18-year-olds? Sure, absolutely. But that's not how I look at athletes. I look at athletes on what they do on the field, right? Barry Bonds was a piece of fucking shit human being, but he was a great fucking baseball player. Okay? Phil Mickelson effectively tried to kill the game of golf. Okay? He effectively tried to kill the tour that he played on for 31 years. Okay? The man makes $2 million a year right now on average playing. Okay, and another $38 million a year through endorsements. And he effectively tried to kill the tour that gave him that opportunity. Fuck him. Fuck him.
What was the? I threw my paper at you, but if you win this week, what is it? $2.16 million to the winner?
$2.17 million.
Yeah.
I mean,
they don't protect the players enough. They don't.
I would be much more likely to come back and be like, oh, Phil's okay if he got caught fucking somebody.
I am not. Yeah, I agree, 100%.
I'm this, and you might be right. I'm sure people will forget about it.
I'm not saying what Tiger did was worse than Phil. I would think that, but I'm just saying I think it'll be a similar timeline for his resurgence.
Saying why it's not going to change for me. Yeah. Like my feelings towards Tiger didn't change after he got caught back with a bunch of chicks. I was just like, attaboy. Like, what do you think, man? Like, probably should have gone back doing it because you played a lot better when you're out there with absolutely no conscience.
Silly waitresses, right?
Like, yeah. So, like, don't get me wrong. I don't.
There's a hole.
Well, we kind of had to, but here's Joe. It's a huge shout out as always. Love when 3:30 hits on Mondays. I guess the week started on the right foot. We appreciate you, Joe. And then he said to your comments, your original comments, couldn't agree more. Always say the next man up mentality. Let's be honest, there's countless number of people on the Corn Ferry, APGA, whoever that would love to play on the PGA, and we're grateful for that in every sense of the word.
Yep. All right. Should we move into my rant of the week?
Yes.
Okay. So
Rick Shields get fucked.
well, all right. Whoa. Let's not go that far. But I do have a bit of a gripe with Rick Shields, and this isn't for clickbait or anything like that. I legitimately feel
Feel free to have some clickbait.
well,
man.
I feel frustrated by him. I mean,
I think we don't have any views. No clickbait.
I love Rick Shields. Like he's my favorite YouTuber because he's informative, he's fun. He can be fast hitting when he needs to be. If you want a 3-minute video or if you want a 30-minute video with his, break 75, like I think he doesn't hide anything. He's just as likely to show his duff as he is the straight drive, which I think gives him credibility. But then he has one area that he constantly hits on, and it just drives me crazy as someone who works in the golf industry because of how much influence he has. And it's that club fitting doesn't matter, or that you should just buy used because it's just as good as the new stuff, or like every retailer out there is out to get you and your money, and there's no value in going to see like any kind of retailer. So I've been in the golf business since 2015. I've been my own boss and running my own shop for a year and a half, and I can tell you countless stories of people who have seen massive improvements just through getting club fitting alone. You got people come in here with, the perfect example is Matt this week. He's going through a driver fitting with a gentleman. He's got what I believe was an Ping i5 driver. Don't know the specs on it, but he was hitting it about 200 yards with a whole lot of spin, 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs of spin. We go through different head and shaft combos. We get him spinning it like 2,600, and he's hitting the same exact ball flight, but it's going literally 270 yards. And now this is a very extreme example. I'm not here to say go get a club fitting, you're going to gain 70 yards. That's not realistic. But when in a 30 to 45 minute session where the swing is the same, there's no physical alteration of the golfer itself. The only thing that changed was the equipment, and you gain 70 yards. To say that club fitting is irrelevant or doesn't matter is really just untrue.
Ignorant.
And to say that every fitter is out for their commission, we don't even work on commission here because I don't want us to sell only Stealth Plus because it's $600. Like I want us to sell what's right for the customer. And when you lump us in with the club, I'm just going to say it. When you lump us in with the club champions, the Dick's Sporting Goods, all these major brands who, whether a club champion claims up, they don't upcharge or not, they do. And you lump in these small shops that actually care about their customers and take the time to learn your game and get you in the right equipment, it's really damaging to people who are just trying to run their own small business. And the fact that he uses influence to basically shit on them is really disappointing. So.
According to Joe, goes, pull the pin. It's better than Rick Shields. It's better than Ricky Fowler.
Well done, Joe.
Yeah.
So
that's a great intro to one of the topics we told one of our few listeners that actually communicates with us that we can talk about. So Daniel Bowman has messaged us on Twitter a couple times.
He follows us. He follows us on Facebook. He follows the store as well.
So I tried to. I didn't get in my picks last week. Good thing we didn't win.
Yeah.
But he went through cancer treatment a couple years ago. So it sounds like he's through that now. But he's got an off-the-rack set. He didn't say what brand it was, but it doesn't sound like it's much of a set. Shoots 90, needed like 92, 93. And his question to me on Twitter was, lessons or putt?
Yeah, the answer is still lessons. It's always like the answer is lessons, but here's where my caveat is. It depends on where you're at. If you're starting from scratch, like you're just starting the game, 100% lessons, 100% of the time. If you're a mid to high handicap and you don't make consistent contact, it's still lessons. If you're a high to mid handicap who does make consistent contact, it might be time to look at clubs because you're at least finding the center of the face enough where you're getting the benefit of the clubs. If you're a low handicap and you're playing great and you're just looking for a little bit of a competitive edge, it's probably going to be clubs unless you're trying to make an overall swing change. But if you're any of those people playing with clubs that haven't been fit for you, there is room for gains just through a club fitting alone. But the bigger, I'm not going to sit here and say you're going to make, if you spend 100 hours a year practicing versus getting club fitting, you're going to get more out of the 100 hours practicing. But if you're already making consistent contact and you feel like there's something missing, that club fitting could be the next thing that takes your game to the next level. Whether that's, wow, I'm keeping the ball in play consistently through the round. Wow, I'm actually hitting my driver 15 yards further and now I have shorter clubs in. Or going something like an Adele wedge fitting where you're like, we had a guy earlier this week who's like, I always lose it to the right. We threw him in the Adele wedges. He put it in the heel and his biggest miss was literally 9 feet either way. Like that's a huge improvement just from an equipment standpoint. So
Adele, get left-handed wedges, please.
So I would say you can never go wrong with lessons. And it sounds like maybe that'd probably be where I would start with David because he's getting back into the game. Daniel because he's getting back into the game. But if you're playing with either aged equipment or equipment that hasn't been suited for you, there's still a lot of room to be gained there. But if you're getting back into it, I would at least get a lesson or two just to find some kind of consistency with your swing. And then once we find that, we dial it in with equipment, and then we continue. Once we have the right equipment, we continue with those lessons. So
hard agree there, Tommy. I mean, everything you said was spot on.
Yeah.
Joe, yeah, you should come see us.
I probably get his clubs fitted.
Yeah, you should.
100%.
I do want to say one thing too. If you are going to come get a club fitting wherever you go, if you haven't swung a golf club since July or August, please take some dry swings before you decide the first thing I should do after 6 months of not swinging a golf club. Let's go spend $2,000 on a whole new set.
Mm-hmm. And then when I get them and I finally get to swing a bunch, and I'm like, oh man, my swing didn't feel right that day.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't waste your good
I think you should at least do something before.
Yes and no. I mean, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna make that big a difference, to be honest. Like, you're still gonna swing at about the same miles per hour. I mean, the biggest thing is like if you're haven't swung forever and you come in and you're not finding the face whatsoever, then it's really not helping you any. But most guys could come in, they're still going to be the same height, they're still going to have the same arm length, they're still going to have the same bout club head speed and everything. So I mean, but it shouldn't necessarily be the first thing you be doing out of the winter. Find an indoor facility, enjoy golf, maybe go get some swings there. come here, run out the bay, maybe get a half-hour session just to get your swing back and then go into it. But yeah, definitely. There's a lot of value to be had in club fitting, 100%, and it could be the thing to take your game maybe 2 or 3 strokes lower than just in equipment alone. So
one of the best tips I was given when I first started playing was to buy a used set of clubs instead of buying new. And that was when I first started playing. And that was because the first set of clubs you have, you're going to beat the hell out of, because the game is just too hard. I always get a kick out of people who don't play a lot or haven't played before that are like, oh, I'd pick that up quick. And it's like, no, you wouldn't. Some people, there are examples of people that work really hard at it for a short period of time and pick things up quickly. But for the general golfer who hasn't played before and is only going to practice once a month and play once a month, you're not going to get better. You're not going to get better. I have one other thing on that agenda today. Do you remember what it was?
On the agenda?
It was on the picture that was on Twitter.
To Twitter we go. Golf talk. I mean, that's really it. Okay. Lessons or clubs and golf talk.
Sweet.
yeah, I mean, just to wrap that up, like I said, lessons always will take priority. Practice will always take priority, and if you're looking to make long-term improvements in your game. But for anybody who says that club fitting is phony or won't make a difference, I can give you countless examples of how that's just not true.
And I didn't mean to bring that up to try and counteract.
No, 100%. But if you feel like your game's in a good spot and something's holding you back, it might be time to get in to see a fitting, hopefully here at Pull the Pin, where we can see your numbers and be like, yeah, you're actually making great contact, but if we can make this alteration, we can make your numbers that much better.
Oh, my God.
There you go. There's for Joe.
So I'll make you happy. I wore the orange Puma hat for the last 30 seconds.
There was something else. What was it? Shoot. It just jumped right out of my head. That happens. It's been a long Monday.
Get that.
All right. Anyway,
as usual, I want to thank Bullpen for hosting the podcast in the store. I want to thank Painted Lines for letting us use their platform to have our show. You can check us out on Spotify. I didn't put last week's up on Spotify. This week's will be. You can check us out on Spotify or anywhere you find your podcasts. And thanks to Tommy and Matt. I'm Ty, and we will see you guys next week. Be sure to check out Matt and I will bring the baseball podcast back tonight over at My Local Baseball on YouTube. And it'll also go to Spotify after that as well. Still looking for challengers in the podcast charity throwdown. So it's about to get warm, and we're ready to take on all comers. So have a great week. And
one more thing for Joe. Said that it looks better than Fowler did in 08. Joe, I appreciate you. I wish I could play that good golf.
You kind of look like Ricky Fowler right now.
Ricky Rowler?
Yeah.
Ricky Rowler.
I think that's the end.
That's the end.